Purple like Prince, Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince, Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Charges of federal, orders incredible, markers indelible, sparkers immeasurable. Sparking the medical, parkers on pedestal, sharks for that revenue, hawks for what's edible. Heart full of vegetables, art at the festivals, heart no cholesterol, sharp on those episodes. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. Go independent like Prince. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. I like when summer begins. Whoa, I'm on 100%. Red and blue, purple like Prince.
Peace, family, and welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host, Brother Rich, and I'm back with the living legend, none other than Professor Griff. Welcome back, brother.
Good, thanks, Brother Rich. It's a pleasure to be back. I think I need to say just from the outstart, and I just hope you don't mind. And when people say I beg your pardon, I am truly begging your pardon right now. That interview we did last week, man, I just felt it was just not indicative of who and what we are and the brand that you're trying to build. Decent interview, but that subject matter, man, it's like, not to say that we're beyond that, it's just like, that is a very juvenile kind of subject. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Back to listen to it, I'm like, wow, we could have started off the year better than that. This whole beginning of this year has just been, energy has been off, man.
Right.
For real. So we can only get better, man. So you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Indeed. Well, you know, a new energy is about to be ushered into the White House, and since a new energy is going to be ushered, or maybe it's the same old energy with a different face, but the energy, the person that we know as Barack Hussein Obama just gave a farewell speech, and I want to talk to you about not only the farewell speech, but what an Obama presidency of 8 years meant to Black America. So with that being said, a lot of people love Barack Obama, the things he said during his farewell speech, the things he said to his wife. The women are just, in love with it. Brothers respect it. They respect how he presents himself, his maturity, his, just pretty much how he behaves. They feel as though that's the model example of how Black men should maneuver. A lot of people feel as though, man, that, it's just words, and that your actions need to be backed up by your words, and that Obama failed Black America. Obama didn't help us out. A lot of people feel like he helped out the gays. So I want to talk to you about all that, Professor Griff, in terms of Obama's farewell speech, in terms of having a Black president in your lifetime for 8 whole years. Professor Griff, what's your take on the 8 years of Obama in Black America?
Well, let me just say from the outstart, Brother Rich, I would agree and definitely join that chorus of people that have said that the way he handled the situation with saying the kind and beautiful words about his children and his wife. Of course, I would join that chorus. Of course, he's a civilized, dignified gentleman, very poised at times where he needs to be, very distinguished, mild-mannered, well-spoken, articulate, knows how to give speeches. All of those things are definitely attributed to, the man who took the office, 8 years ago. But those are not the things that make the totality of a president. Those things are helpful. You understand what I'm saying? But when you kind of look at the record of Barack Obama, you definitely have to look at it through the lens of whether or not the people, and in this case, the American people, have actually benefited from, I'm talking about all people, not just it was him and white America and the press that toted the line, I'm the president of all Americans. Well, it seemed like he spoke to the vast majority of all Americans and did not even consider black people. When you look at just the idea of all those beautiful things that one man can possess to sit in the White House, I mean, probably one of the most intelligent presidents that ever sat in that particular office. And no one could disagree with that. But when you look at just the scandals, Brother Rich, the IRS scandal, Benghazi, Associated Press wiretapping, Boston terrorists, just the deaths of the Navy SEALs, after killing Osama bin Laden, this whole idea of DHS ammo purchases. Remember Fast and Furious,
right.
EPA and FIA violations, and on and on and on. Those are just the scandals. You put those next to what people would say is his accomplishments. It's almost like, well, what did he actually accomplish? Not to mention the overall failure to even communicate with the people that supported him when he supposedly had been a grassroots kind of senator in Chicago. So the last 8 years, can you imagine the last 8 years, Brother Rich? Over a half a dozen countries have received over 26,000 bombs being dropped on them.
Wow.
Over 26,000 bombs on Barack Obama's watch have been dropped on half a dozen countries over an 8-year period of time. On Barack Obama's watch, we watched Hillary, at the hands of Hillary Clinton and her henchmen and insurgents, and went in and assassinated Muammar Gaddafi. So when you're talking about someone's record, come on, man. Come on. And I think a little bit later on in the interview, we'll talk about some of the accomplishments, if it means anything to the people. So when you look at those kind of things in a man's record, wow, bro, for real? They call you the drone warrior? They say you're the first Jewish president? You understand what I'm saying? They call him the first gay president? What happened with the sanctity of marriage under Barack Obama? I mean, come on, man. Come on. That's him. Not to mention the dismantling everything that I thought the Democratic Party stood for. But we'll talk about that.
Let me ask you something. Now, this is me just observing people's talk. This Obama thing got a lot of black people talking about whether he was good or whether he was bad. So today was kind of a nice day in New York City. It was about 55 degrees. So, when it's that temperature, you might have brothers gathering outside around a table, somebody street vending. Brothers may be in a barber shop. But anyhow, I happen to be outside today. And, a lot of people was conversating about, the Obama presidency and, was he good for black people or bad for black people? So that came into play, the whole America's first gay president. So a brother told my homeboy Felix, he told him, well, because my homeboy said that Obama was the first gay president. Same thing you just mentioned. So the dude said, well, Obama is the best example of a successful black relationship that we have. A lot of people that what he called gay bash or that's against gay relationships are single. So if you're trying to change a nation and you take all these single, he said MFers, but I'm gonna just say single people, and you put them right next to and you put them right next to Barack Obama with his successful relationship, Obama, regardless of what the pro-blacks have to say, will influence the children about heterosexual relationships more than the single person that's just talking shit against homosexual relationships. So I said to myself, does the brother have a point? Does that tie into the whole put a clean glass next to dirty glass and let the people choose? What do you think about, with all the criticism of him being the first gay president, at that same time, him being the best example of black love. That's kind of a weird dynamic. I'm the best example of black love, but they also call me the first gay president. What's your comments on what that brother may think, and I'm sure a lot of people think about that, and the fact that he may be the best example of black love that we have? Go ahead, brother.
Wow. This is one of the rare times I am stumped. When I understand black love, I view it through a black lens. I view it through a black African lens. I don't view love like I don't view sex through any other lens. I tap into the spirit of the ancestors. There's not even a word that can describe that particular behavior. You understand what I'm saying? In our language. This is not our language. When we go to describe the love we have for the Creator, for the earth, for the nectars, for the planet, for each other, for human life, and everything in human life, I can't describe it through someone else's lens. I can't use someone else's dictionary to define black love or just love. I can't. What you're doing is you're taking the individual that said that is taking the European concept of love and trying to put a black spin on it to say if we're going to love and if we have no other love, then why don't we just love one another in this kind of way? No, that's unacceptable, Brother Rich. That's unacceptable. Plain and simple. Because the only way that we could have love is understanding from a black perspective, which is going to be, that's the healthiest. You understand what I'm saying? That other love will cause us to do some other things. You understand what I'm saying? That's outside of who we are. That's other than our own self. So, no, Brother Rich, I'm not going to go with the fact that just because there's no one in our individual lives that will love us, so let me just love anybody that will love me. No, it's unacceptable. Plain and simple. So, in other words, what you're saying is, since we didn't get love from anyone else, and they destroyed the black family, destroyed this natural love that we have for one another, so whoever comes to love us, just love them, right? Is this what you're saying? No. Unacceptable. No. Why is it that we, as a people, that have been brought down to the level of just accepting anyone that will come to us to love us, why is it that we have to accept anything from anyone, almost accepting the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table? That sounds like Donald Trump. He made a speech and basically talking to black people and said, what do you guys got to lose? You're broke, you have no money, you have no jobs, you're on welfare, blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying? It's best that you vote for me. Wow, for real. Well, that's an insult, man. That's really an insult. Truly an insult. So, to answer your question directly, no, I'm not willing to just accept love of anyone. People don't know the dynamic and the range of the love that we have for one another. Like I said, there's no words that we have in our 1,000 different dialects that speaks to that kind of love. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that we have to just accept any old kind of love. No. Sorry.
Why do you think, Professor Griff, Obama was relatively unknown, the senator of, I believe, Illinois. Why Obama? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of blacks that are sell out, be house niggas, do anything Massa asks them to do to be president. That's a top position right there. So there's plenty of brothers that's willing to fill that position, whether it's Jesse Jackson or a lot others. Why do you think, if the president is selected, what do you think it was about Obama that whoever's doing this selecting decided that, you know what, we want this black man, this relatively unknown senator, to come out the blue and to be the face of this country for 8 years? Why him? Is it a bloodline thing? What do you think it was?
In the grand scheme of things, and looking at how they kind of choose these particular people, of course, you know they have an agenda when they do that, Brother Rich.
Right.
So whether it's Woodrow Wilson, I believe he was a school teacher, or a peanut farmer, who was Jimmy Carter, or whomever it was, man. Actor, which was Reagan. They have an agenda. They need a personality type. You understand what I'm saying? In order to kind of play the role of president. So, we just need to look into these things and look behind the scenes at why they choose these particular individuals. That would be a beautiful and in-depth case study. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, to look at why they choose these particular individuals to lead the country. Because obviously, Trump is not qualified to run and lead the country. I would honestly say, if they ever thought about impeachment, now is the time to put the document on the table. Yes, will. Just realistically, I'm not saying it just because he's a racist. We already know that. But I'm saying to you, just insulting your way into the White House, and did you see that disastrous first press conference?
It was sad. I've never seen nothing like it. The immaturity, I've never seen nothing like that. Unbelievable. Right.
The level of immaturity from a man who's supposed to be commander-in-chief. Hillary Clinton said it, and she said something that was very correct. You're talking about a man with this temperament who will have his hands on the finger on the button of nuclear bombs. Man. Disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy. What do you think about how did you feel during the 8 years of Obama presidency? From time to time, Obama would scold Black America, and sort of like I guess some people would say like how Bill Cosby would scold Black America and tell us, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, we need to do that. How do you take to these people like a Bill Cosby or an Obama who I guess they're saying they're trying to motivate Black people, but I guess they come from I guess some people look at it as a condescending kind of tone. Do you take well to when Obama gets on and scolding Black people, telling us we need Black men, we need to pull our pants up, and we need to do this, we need to do that? I mean, does that offend you? Because some people will say, well, if Farrakhan said it, you niggas wouldn't have a problem. So when a person like Obama or Bill Cosby gets on there, they're talking to Black people about what we need to do you get offended by that?
Of course I get offended by it, simply because I'm not one of those individuals that need to pull their pants up, but I understand who they're talking about. You're talking about my sons. You're talking about my nephews and my cousins. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the difference between Honorable Minister Farrakhan saying it, is the fact that, and these other people saying it, is the fact that Farrakhan's in the trenches, in the streets, and actually doing something to help Black men. Actually have classes and send his ministers out to civilize those particular individuals. These other people are just in their lofty places talking, running their mouths. You understand what I'm saying? We have to understand something. This man is about to take office, have had so many failures. What makes us think that he's capable of being successful in the White House? Trump Airlines failed. Trump casinos failed. Trump's marriages, on a personal note, failed. Trump Mortgage, remember Trump Mortgage? Failed. Remember Trump University? Failed. He had a vodka out? Failed. His whole Chinese connection and all this kind of stuff? Failed. He's bankrupt 4 different companies 4 different times. So he keeps talking about he knows how to do business and blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. No. Nope. So we need to kind of look at this and understand it and put it in its proper perspective. Now, back to your question. Barack Obama is no one to tell us and to scold Black men. We didn't even understand who this person was when he was in Chicago. No one knew this particular individual until I heard Minister Farrakhan say it, and a couple of the brothers. No one knew this guy. He's just a regular old kind of dude. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I want to ask him and the rest of the people that's listening to this, when was the last time you set up a political education class? for young people to learn? When's the last time you set up anything for young people to learn so we can teach them? A mentorship program. We shouldn't be using the term mentor, but just so people can understand what I'm talking about. What happened to the mentorship program so we can educate and train young black men how to be civilized so they will pull their pants up? When was the last time we taught young black men how to fill out a resume or a job application or how to tie a tie? So until we've done this, we have no right to speak. Man. No investigation, no right to speak. So we had reasons why we should have put Barack Obama under the microscope after his first term. And then now we're faced with the fact that 23 million people unemployed. 43 straight months of 8+% unemployment. 45 million people on food stamps? Bruh, that's a lot of people. The vast majority of those people are white, Brother Rich. Black poverty is at a record high. Gas prices have doubled since he's taken office. Black youth unemployment is 50%, man. 50%. So half the black youth that you're seeing out there with their pants down are unemployed. Have no money from day to day, man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you still giving $38 billion to Israel? Ooh, man. Over 100 million people are on some type of, in some form of means of welfare. $6 trillion added to the debt. You understand? $6 trillion. Bruh, those numbers are staggering, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if people want to do the numbers and do the math, hell, that is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. So when people say, well, what are the accomplishments? Damn. I don't know, Brother Rich.
Right, right.
I really don't know, man. I mean, I could pull up a list. I don't know if it's going to cut it or it's going to mean anything in the context of this conversation. Oh, I'm sorry. He gave us Obamacare, which hasn't been proven yet. And that's about to be repealed.
Right.
And that's one of the first things on Trump's list. What are those people going to do?
You look at it as kind of arrogant when he was campaigning for Hillary and he was talking about his legacy. Was that like, do you think he had a point saying we should preserve his legacy as the, first black president? Or was that like a sign of arrogance, do you think?
I think he had an idiot moment. Simply because I'm not being childish and calling the man names. He had an idiot moment. Simply because if you wanted your legacy preserved, why didn't you do the things necessary to preserve it? What are we going to remember Barack Obama? What would you remember him as? Name one thing that you would remember this man for. Okay, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. For what? What would you remember him for?
Always campaigning for gay people.
That's about the size of it, and the fact that he's dropped more bombs on people. Yeah, land drones and air drones. He's killed more people in the last 8 years than the law allowed, man. Osama bin Laden, Gaddafi are the two most high profile. So, wow. Well, just to show and prove to white people that you're not a Muslim, what are you trying to do? What are we going to remember you at? Let's look at his accomplishments. Kept us out of the second greatest depression. Wow. Passed the healthcare reform. Saved America's auto industry. Took out Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Instituted sweeping financial industry reform legislation. Appointed 2 Democratic Supreme Court justices. Greatly improved benefits for veterans. Lifted Bush's restrictions on embryonic stem cell research. Repaired our image abroad. Like the hell he did. That's a lie. Signed Lilly, we're not going to talk about that. Created $4.5 million private sector jobs in 2010, most of which were lost because those jobs went to people overseas. Rescued captain. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the captain that he rescued from Somali pirates. Signed bill to provide health care for 11 million kids. We take our hats off to you, Barack Obama. But come on, man. That's not necessarily impressive. In the war on Iraq, eliminated Gaddafi, got our troops back from Iraq, tax cuts for the middle class, extended unemployment benefits, eliminated Saddam or Osama bin Laden. Come on, man. Yeah. And you want to look at the first 100 days of the president, but that's what he did in the first 4 years, and he extended some of these things in the last 4 years. I'm not impressed, man. Not impressed. So when you say you're a first black president, can I ask you something, Brother Rich, just kind of speaking just man to man, brother to brother, homie to homie? Yeah. Name one black thing that he actually did for what we know as us being who we are. Some people that from prison, pardon some prisoners.
The My Brother's Keeper initiative. That's what I'm reading on the internet.
I am so unamazed. Not familiar. What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, it's like a program, I think, for young black males who are, I guess, at risk or come from low-income families to, to empower them or embetter them. I will have to look it up exactly what it does, but it's basically a program for young black males. I don't know if it's Chicago or if it's all over the country, but yeah, it's called My Brother's Initiative.
My Brother's Keeper Initiative.
You know, My Brother's Keeper. Yeah, My Brother's Keeper Initiative. I'm sorry. Yeah.
As long as we have this black skin, Brother Rich, because if the color of your skin is going to determine how people treat you, we're always going to have this skin. We're always going to be seen as a threat. We're always going to be seen as the enemy. We're always going to be at risk, Brother Rich. Mm-hmm. When have young black men not been at risk? When you talk about racism, white supremacy, you're talking about them fearing us on a genetic level, Brother Rich. You're trying to survive on a genetic level. Young black men have the highest potential to genetically annihilate white people. So, of course, they're going to be the number one demographic on the list for being at risk. It's their job to make sure they're at risk. College, the demographic in your classroom when you taught, when you was a school teacher in Detroit, what was the age group? Middle school. Was they at risk? Yeah. So at risk, and they brought a black man like you to put that kind of model in front of those particular children so they could see what. Am I right or wrong? Right. And so I traveled with a man who taught those classes, who was in the Detroit public school system. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we didn't have enough of them, black male school teachers, so we can set the example. After Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton with this mass incarceration for his 8 years, and they took the man out of the home, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why would any man like Khalid El-Hakim want to go into the Detroit public school system? It's probably one of the worst in the country. To go put his life at risk to go into a school to teach young black males who are written off as at risk. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I'm saying all that to say that they created the goddamn problem in the first place, man. Mm-hmm. So for him to create a program, yeah, it would behoove him to do that, because once upon a time, he was at risk because he was a young black male. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we have to understand that particular dynamic, man. Indeed. And how real this is, man. And him speaking as a black man growing up in America, the coded language that he used, thanking everyone, not lending anything to any other black man that I saw. I don't know. I combed through the speech, man. What did he even say about anybody that even looked like him? At the same time, Donald Trump is getting investigated for having prostitutes coming to piss on Barack Obama's bed in a hotel that he slept in.
Wow.
Ordering prostitutes, and his woman posing, his wife posing nude, and that's the first lady. What kind of example are you setting? These neocons, man, and I'm telling you, these neocons, these hackers, especially the Russian hackers and these other people, they're trying to put a yoke on Donald Trump, man. They're gonna force him to do their bidding, man. Trust me.
Wow. And as far as Obama, and you briefly brought it up earlier in terms of him proving to white people that he's not a Muslim. It reminds me of a problem that I see constantly within Black America. And the question I have to you, Professor Griff, is how can we function? Is it possible? Let me say it like that. Is it possible to function in an integrated society in which we go to work, corporate America, whether it's the president, because that's a job, he has a job, or whether it's a police officer or a teacher, it seems as though black people always have to prove that they're not black or prove that they're not ghetto. Let's call it ghetto. So, you might see a cop make a move that a white cop wouldn't be scared to make, because the black cop is like, I got to prove that I'm with them. I got to prove that I'm not part of the brotherhood, or I'm not one of the boys. I got to prove my loyalty. So it seems as though black people in corporate America always have to prove their loyalty. So it kind of seemed like Obama was doing that sometimes a lot of times during the presidency, when a Trayvon Martin or something happened, and he would call the people who riot thugs, but he never called Dylan Roof a thug, or the police who were killing these brothers thugs. So how, is it possible to function in this society and at the same time not give up your blackness to white America?
Well, according to some of the naysayers and the bobbleheads that you see on some of these news shows and talk shows, it almost seems as though they want these kind of Negroes to poke the line. It's not about color and it's not about race. But it always seems like we always end up on the ass end of everything. You don't see someone going out of their way to try to be extra. I don't want to even put a word after that. Just extra when it goes to proving to another race that you're non-threat. And that's all that it is. Let me prove to my white handlers that I'm one of them. I'm a good guy. I'm a team player. I am fair and just. And I don't see color. But your open enemy sees color. You don't see these white cops shooting down white kids.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So for someone to come in and poke that line and posture and have that particular outlook or the dynamic that's very obvious. Hell, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could see what's going on. These two gentlemen have been blind, I believe, since birth, and they see color. We see color because we feel it, and we're dropped, and we have to operate in a system, Brother Rich, that sees color. We have to operate in racism, white supremacy, that has institutionalized racism. You understand what I'm saying? Simply because it's part of their system. And it's just as ingrained in some of these white-haired, white Europeans that you see in the White House, that you see on TV every single day. It's ingrained in some of these people. You know something? If you really look at it, Brother Rich, the average white person that you might see probably have interacted with less than probably, I'd say, 5 to 10% of black people in their entire life. What do you mean by that, Professor Griff? The average one black friend.
Wow.
The one or two that managed to move in their neighborhood. the post office guy, the guy that delivers the mail, the UPS guy, the chick at the counter at the airport, the bag checking people, the guy at the hotel. So they don't deal with a lot of black people. So their perception of black people, they're getting it through a narrow lens, through the media. And that picture that is painted of the average black person, that's who they think we are, Brother Rich. So who are they to even say whether or not Barack Obama is actually one of us? If you ask the average black person, they would say, no, he ain't a brother. He's not down with us, so to speak, if I can use that language. Not down with us. Not one of us. Plain and simple. So, yeah, he has to go out of his way. Black cop, white cop. In the hood, black cop have to overdo it in order to prove to the white cop that he's enforcing the law. Here we have the commander-in-chief, Barack Obama for 8 years, having to prove to his white handlers that, he's going to make sure the racism, white supremacy is well-oiled and fine-tuned. Yeah.
Well, what would you say, Professor Griff, to someone who listens to this broadcast and they may say, "Damn, man," they listen to your critique of Obama and Black America, and they may say, "Damn, Griff, well, you know what? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with black people. Nothing's good enough. This man did the best that he could do while at the same time keeping his family safe. His number one priority was keeping his family safe, and he did the best he could do as president. Since he know that he doesn't have real power, he did what he could do. But damned if you do, damned if you don't with you niggas." What would you say to someone that might be the response to, your critique of Obama?
The vast majority of people was rooting, that black people, we were rooting for Barack Obama.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
that's not fair, Brother Rich, for you to put that on me like that, because even though I didn't give two shits or a rat's ass about the dude, because I don't vote like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because the vote is a scam. And I know the president don't run nothing but his mouth. But for all of those people I had to interact with that had faith, that wanted to see, like, for example, I saw a meme that a friend of mine, Sirius, put up on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram, yeah. He said, you have to admit, it does something, man, when you see the first family going into Air Force One. And Sirius is absolutely correct. It just does something for you and to you. You understand what I'm saying? But after they get in Air Force One and close the door, then what? You understand? After that feeling of wow, that's a black family. After that dies and goes away, then what? What happens? What happens after that? So, okay, I understand what those people are feeling. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, it may do something to you, to a young black child looking at that, looking up at a black family in that kind of light. But come on, you're not damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. The average person was saying in their mind, and I'm sure you were saying it too, damn, Barack, do one thing for black people before you leave, man. What did you? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Right.
Do something. I remember 4 years ago, I was doing a lecture, man, and I was in a place, man, I know I shouldn't have been cursing, but I was like, what if one day Barack Obama just woke up and just started to act like a nigger, just like straight up? You understand what I'm saying? Walk the fuck out of the White House and hit the alarm to his car, just get in it, blast his music, do some shit, just go all the way to the left. You know what his name that the Secret Service called him, right?
What?
Well, every president that take office, the Secret Service has a special name for them because they're not allowed to use the president's name on the airways. Because the airways are open. So Barack Obama's nickname for the Secret Service was Renegade. Just that in and of itself, man. They had no respect for that, man. They had no respect for him, man. Every other day he was being called an animal and a monkey. and being portrayed like that in the media.
Yeah.
So where were all these people, man, when they were supposed to be supporting Barack Obama? You see, they got white friends, and they couldn't stand up and be real black men and women because a lot of them are married to white people.
Mm.
And that's real. So we have to understand that particular dynamic. So this whole idea of you damned if you do, you damned if no, that Negro has some goddamn choices, man. A lot of them. You understand what I'm saying? And we were just hoping just one damn thing, bro. I mean, come on, man. And you know, a lot of times, bro, if he would just kind of like just one thing, we could have said, we would have forgiven some things. You understand what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
Yeah, man. So even if you are claiming Islam, probably more Muslims have died up under Barack Obama than any other president.
Mm-hmm.
Drop more bombs on innocent Muslim men, women, and children in foreign countries than any other president, man. You want to be proud of that legacy? Nah, I think not, Barack. Come on, man. No.
Mm. Well, I got one more question for you, Professor Griff. In terms of Obama and what we witnessed with Obama, whether it was America buying guns at an all-time high when he became president, we witnessed a lot of white fear during his presidency. When a lot of people talked about the police shootings, we talked about it as well as many other people. A lot of people felt as though those shootings were a result of white fear, and white people had to assert their dominance and their false sense of superiority. So they started coming out with slave movies. A lot of weird things just started to happen and remind white people of, nostalgia or the slave days or something like that. Being that Obama's on his way out and a lot of the white races got what they want with Trump being elected or selected president, do you think we will continue to see, because it seems as though it was year after year with the police shootings. We never see nothing like that. As far as year after year, another shooting, this happened. Do you think we will continue to see that during the Trump administration, or do you think it'll be a sort of a different form of racism, and they don't have to be as in your face because they're not looking to assert their dominance anymore?
Well, Brother Rich, when you say a different form of it, that language eludes me. I don't understand what that means. Racism, white supremacy is racism, white supremacy. And racism, white supremacy is what it is. It depends on how hot you want it in the room, Brother Rich. It depends on the temperature. For example, if racism, white supremacy needs to assert itself in a particular area, then it creates characters in order to do such. Mm-hmm. So, for example, it needs an overt white supremacist, racist, outspoken, in-your-face president to bring about a certain dynamic in a country to pull off its ultimate aim and goal at the end of 4 years, then it will have one, and it has one. America deserves Donald Trump. Because a lot of people think this place has changed. A lot of people think it's become less racist, whatever that means. That's like being a little bit pregnant, Brother Rich. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to understand racism, white supremacy, not from a surface level. Some people still looking at racism as, the Klan doesn't exist anymore. And that's the only quote-unquote form of racism. Stop that. How do you even speak to that, Brother Rich?
Right.
Just because they're not wearing hoods, that means racism is gone? Just because a few people are millionaires and a few people live in some nice homes and that racism no longer exists? No, it's just flipping interchangeable. It just changes form. That's all. It just changes form. It's still there.
Mm-hmm. Pardon
me? It's right. It's a virus. You're absolutely correct. Exactly. And it needs a particular prescription in order to cure it. Some people on a subconscious level, especially white people, I'm talking about now, don't even know that they're racist. Because this is the way things have always been. This is why they resonate with Donald Trump talking about let's make America great.
Wow.
This is why they resonate, because they want to get back to the good old boy days, like the GOP. Which I know a lot of people hear that terminology on the news, but the vast majority of black people don't know what the GOP is. That's the grand old party. You understand what I'm saying? That's the good old boys. So there you have it, as they say in a nutshell. Black people having to shuck and jive for their white slave master to keep racism, white supremacy fine-tuned to the point where we have to change the way we dress, RZA, in order to not scare white people. We have to change the way we act not to scare white people. We have to change the way not be so loud, else we'll get thrown off the plane or we'll get thrown out of the restaurant because we scare white people. We have to adjust the way we are. We can't wear locks or we're not going to graduate. You understand? All this kind of silly madness because white people are scared. Ain't that something? I can't walk the way I walk, and because of the intonation of my voice is raspy, I got to talk soft around white people. This is why a lot of black men use a high-pitched voice in corporate America. You know, you catch your brother in the street at the barbershop, talking like this, dude, it was good. Man, you catch them on the job, man. They're like, hello, cut the department. Because you don't want to come off threatening. Because you work with Bob and Ashley and the rest of them, man. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. And Barack Obama demonstrated that to us, plain and simple. Even with the whole economic situation in America, bailing out everybody but black people. Look at do the history of the bailouts, man.
Yeah.
Sad, but anyway. I hope I answered your question, man.
No, definitely. Yeah, you ended it perfect, man. Definitely. Leave the people your contact info, brother, and everything you got coming up.
Okay, my website is www.professorgriff.me. That's www.professorgriff.me. If they want to support anything I'm doing, just go there, and of course they can just go there and hit the once they go to the site, hit about, and it'll take them to a page where they can either donate, support, or do whatever. Of course, I have kind of got the site up and running and functionable, and it's practical. All right, but they can call me at 678-557-2919. I need people to go to Facebook, man, and go to the Sirius Mindz, like the page, join the group, so we can keep abreast on what's going on, especially over these next 4 years, man. I'm here in Portland. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Portland. Everything got canceled simply because they said it's historic snowfall, man. Right when I get my black behind it. Yes.
Wow.
It's on a historic level. So, stuck here at the hotel, but it's giving me, a few minutes to get with myself and do some things, get some things in place. A lot of times you need this time to do some introspection, man, and reflect. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do this literacy initiative to get black people studying and reading again. So if people around the country want to do book clubs, and not only book clubs but study groups, I'll be glad. Just contact me. I'll be glad to address your study group on the Google Hangout. If people want to just purchase the book or any book, really, that I thoroughly read and pretty much know, I don't mind sitting with the study groups because we got to get back to reading again. They said that if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. I want to prove that wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll be trying to hide this stuff someplace else because, we have to become readers again and knowers and thinkers and analytical thinkers. So if people want to email me, they can email me at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. So I'm going to send you the flyers of where I'm going to be for the rest of the month, especially during Black History Month. We're moving fast, moving towards the release date of the film Artifactual, thanks to everyone for donating and supporting myself and Khalid El Hakim with the Artifactual film. We really appreciate that, man. But check Khalid El Hakim, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum on Facebook and other places to see the schedule on where we're going to be and what schools we're going to be at. I really appreciate you once again, Brother Rich.
And tell them about the book, because you just came out with the book.
Right, just dropped Symbology, Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, Book 2. It's a reference book of subliminal seductive manipulation of consciousness and cultural retrograde. So it's 300 pages, and they can order it if they just go to PayPal or just go to my website. You can order it through the website, or you can go directly to PayPal and use sales, SALES, at jmconsultingbiz.com. Order the book. It's $31 shipping and handling included. They want to buy book 1 and book 2. I'll give them a discounted price. And right now I'm constructing and putting together a companion to the book, which is going to be a 90-minute DVD, Brother Rich. So I need y'all to cop Symbology, the Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. 300 pages, man, of decoding. And shout out to Black Dot and, of course, Steve Coakley and all those brothers and sisters out there that's definitely masters at decoding, man.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Now, I'm going to make sure I'm going to put that info in the description bar. I want to thank everybody for listening. This is Brother Rich, Underground Railroad Radio with Professor Griff, Sirius Mindz. We signing out, family. We're going to see you next week. Peace.
Peace, family. This is Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figured since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I could ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I could make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.
Purple like Prince, red and blue, purple like Prince, red and blue, purple like Prince. Charges of federal orders, incredible markers, indelible sparkers, immeasurable. Sparking the medical, parkers on pedestal, sharks for that revenue, hawks for what's edible. Heart full of vegetables, art at the festivals, heart no cholesterol, sharp on those episodes. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. Go independent like Prince. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. I like when summer begins. Whoa, I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince.
Anthem on the track.
Yeah. King shit. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm from the city where the bums rich. Skyscrapers block the rays when the sun hits. One time coming, niggas run quick. By the time a baby walk, he got a gun grip. I was made for this, I was made for this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this.
They don't know fact from fiction. They don't know the blacks is missing. They don't know they trapped in prison. They don't know the path to prison was a math decision. They don't know the wrath is quickened. They don't know the ass they kissing on the path of mission to put their ass in prison. They don't know black religion, fact and fiction. They don't know mama didn't leave them niggas half the kitchen with half a chicken. Fact or fiction. We still hot, we still noble. Red and blue pill global. No matter the language, we still moguls. We lost Gil Scott, then we lost Gil Noble. Exercise the right to live like it is. The revolution will not be televised, it's being digitized. On the come up, it's like watching the midget rise. Sleeping giants grow another 20 feet tall with each alliance. I could teach the science, I tear an instrumental down before I lay my pencil down. I'm going down to Tinseltown to burn the temples down and cap it off like dental crowns. And my rights still reserved. Fear of a black Illuminati. I might just build with the Bilderberg to come and kill you nerds. I'm shining like a Grammy host on the shores of Miami coast. My Moringa plug looking like Sammy Sosa. The old one when he was well done like Granny's roast. The ancestors sponsor this. I don't know them niggas, all they do is talk that conscious shit. We living it, we in the streets like House of Consciousness. KTL in the ATL, MIA, NYC. Multi-dimension like MIB. We are not the same, I am a sovereign. We are not the same, I am a problem.
I was made for this, I was made for this, I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this. I was made for this, I was made for this, I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this.
My daddy smoked dope, so he was a little goddamn J. So I always used to see like him doing little crackhead shit. That's how I knew what crack was. And then, you know what I'm saying, when a nigga got in that grade where like, man, I want the new shoes.
I'm on 100%, 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince.
About self-empowerment. So if we're gonna survive in the Matrix, we're not gonna survive in the Matrix by dealing with Agent Smith. We ain't punching his clock.
We feeling the urge, feeling the purge. Buzzers electric, we feeling the surge. Feeling the words, killing the birds with immunity. Pillars of unity. This is the formula of Voltron. This is the age of the Ultron. This is the same stage as the Pope bomb. This is the sage you can smoke on. Copper pound, came under scene, I was copper down. All I was missing was copper crown. Summer 16, I turned copper brown. Look for revenge in the copper town. Capping New Jersey and copper crown. 21 gun salute, chopper sound. My power pieces, the crystals be talking, the cloth that be talking. King County clothing, yeah, king of New York. And I'm Christopher Walken, the missiles embarking. Pistols be talking, 21 hammers with country, the grammar, the broken, the English. I'm on 100%, 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 Charges of federal, orders incredible. Markers indelible, sparkers immeasurable. Sparking the medical, parkers on pedestal. Sharks for that revenue, hawks for what's edible. Heart full of vegetables, art at the festivals. Heart no cholesterol, sharp on those episodes. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. Go independent like Prince. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. I like when summer begins. Whoa, I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince.